What is up, you guys? Pete DiCarlo here, and I wanted to just hop on very, very quickly to kind of talk about what is happening with Robinhood, right? What has seemed to be the pioneer of millennial investing and millennial trading has had a lot of hiccups over the past couple of years, from just shutting down on some of the worst days in the stock market to shutting down on some of the best days in the stock market to now, being hacked. And I wanted to just make this video to explain, number one, how this hacking is happening, and number two, my idea and my thoughts on Robinhood and what I think you guys should do in order to protect yourselves. Because for some people, it might not be a big deal. Your money in Robinhood is FDIC insured up to $250,000. So you should, if anything happened, get your money back from Robinhood. Who knows how long it would take if you were somebody who actually, lost your money. But if you do have over $250,000, they're only going to credit you up to $250,000. So this all started because a lot of people on Reddit started a thread saying Robinhood hacked. There were a lot of people who were saying that they were either putting money into their account and then out of nowhere the money was gone, or it would never show that it was actually in their buying power. Or a lot of people were saying that they were just losing stocks. They were losing shares. They were losing positions that they had. And this happened by recent hackers. From what I believe, a lot of it was done through email. So hackers can go through, get your email from like a website, or potentially, like, I have a lot of Chrome plugins. Like I have TubeBuddy and Keywords Everywhere and a bunch of other stuff that essentially they get through your two-step verification process and then reset your password. This happens with a lot of stuff. I have people I know who have gotten their FanDuel or their DraftKings account stolen, got all the money taken out, got signed up to an email list, like a bunch of crazy stuff. And that's why it's very important to, number one, keep your stuff safe, not use the same password for everything, which I feel like is, everyone should do anyway. But the biggest thing that worries me with this, and I've made a lot of videos on how much I don't like Robinhood, even though I have a Robinhood account, it's not my main account. I do have one for teaching, but the most important thing is for you guys to stay safe, because for a lot of you might only have what's in your broker to your name, right? Like $6,000 to some people might not be a lot, but if you wake up one day and $6,000 is gone, right? And they'll get you your money back, but it'll take 90 to 180 days. And we're going to get into that. That could be crushing for somebody, right? In the beginning, Robinhood was amazing. And I remember trading with this because I started trading a little bit with TD Ameritrade, not Thinkorswim, but just TD Ameritrade, and watching my grandfather trade on TD Ameritrade. Well, not trading, but investing. And then Robinhood became this big thing. And like in 2015, I believe I downloaded it. That's when I started really investing, really trading. And it was amazing because before then, for a lot of you who are new, you had to pay to trade. You'd have to pay $7, $8, $9, sometimes $14 each way. So if you were to buy a share of the S&P 500, you'd have to pay $14. If you wanted to sell a share of the S&P 500, you'd have to pay $14. And so for a lot of people who had big accounts, it's not a big deal, right? However, if you have a small account and you're trying to grow $1,000, that would eat up so much, right? Because $14 is basically, 14% if you only have $100. Or it's like 1.4% if you have $1,000. So even if you make like 2% on a trade, 3% on a trade, almost half of that is getting eaten away just by your trading costs. They were one of the first people to actually make it zero commission trading, even with options. But since then, everybody else has had to come back and really restructure their businesses, like such as Schwab and TD and Fidelity, and they all have made zero commission trading except for options. Now, the reason that Robinhood was able to do this, to come in, disrupt the market, and create free transactions, is that they have no overhead. So you can't just call Robinhood and ask them a question like you can TD. There is no Robinhood store where you can just go in with your laptop or your phone and get guidance or anything like that. There's no advisor. So like once you get big enough on TD Ameritrade, you actually can have your own personal broker where you call and you're saying, hey, I'm going to take out margin, and you can actually negotiate your interest. There's a lot of cool things that you can do. If you're going to go short on a stock, you can negotiate a lot of things, and they take care of you. right? A lot of these other brokers take care of you. Robinhood, I'm going to say it, they don't take care of you, right? Robinhood is like, how do I explain it? Robinhood is like, it's very low barrier to entry, but there's a reason for it. Not a lot of people stick around with it. I run a private academy. If you want to join, links below. You guys probably already know about it. You can join for $10 for your first month. It's 55 hours courses and lectures. I show you guys what I trade. I live stream every single day, yada, yada, yada. But we have over 300 people in that academy. 99% of them started with Robinhood. A lot of them still have Robinhood, but a good portion switched over to TD Ameritrade. And every single person who switched over to TD Ameritrade was like, holy crap, I should have done this sooner. Because there's this real big barrier to entry with these other brokers, not now that they're, pay to use, but it's that like you look at something like, let's just see, let me move this, right? You look at Robinhood, this is your chart, and this is how you would buy and you would sell. And then if you go ahead and you look at something like, for instance, Thinkorswim or, TD Ameritrade in general, you look at something like this and you're like, I don't know what any of this is. I don't know where the buy button is. I don't know where the sell button is. And the truth is, I have free videos on this YouTube platform teaching you guys how to use TD Ameritrade, an entire hour-long step-by-step tutorial that my students even take, and they all can use TD Ameritrade just fine. But the point is that, in short, I don't trust Robinhood. I don't like that if my money or something gets, if I lose money, or even if there's a shutdown and then the whole app crashes, or let's say just something happens that I can't call them, that means a lot. Or even if I can't just email them, like for instance with Thinkorswim, I can come right up here, I can click this button and it'll drop down and it'll say messages, and I can go to support. Right now I can create a support request. I can just type like, hello, I have a question, right? And they'll respond usually they used to respond like instantly, but that's because they were getting paid. Now they lost a lot of money because it's commission free, but they still reply within like 30 minutes. And that's really important to me, because one of the most disgustful things that I've seen with Robinhood now and in the past is how they handle these issues, right? I remember I had some call options on Apple like years ago, but I had a lot, and it was a big position for me at the time. And Apple, I woke up the next morning, was up like 3.5%, and the app just didn't work. And this is before it was really like big with a ton of users. The app just didn't work, and I couldn't sell for a day. And the next day, Apple retraced like 2%. I missed out probably on like $900. And at the time, that was a ton of money. And all they did was give me a $50 Amazon gift card. And it's just how they deal with their customers and how they deal with their clients, right? The customer is always right. And for Robinhood, that's not the case. If you can even get a hold of somebody, like I've messaged and emailed Robinhood support and not even heard back from anybody for months, literally months. Like back during the whole shutdown of Robinhood, I emailed somebody and I didn't hear back for like almost 30 days. And that's nuts. You can't do that. And if you're somebody who is in Robinhood and you're not scared, I should say, but you really just think that learning a different platform is going to be way too hard, it's really not. Like I said, I highly recommend TD Ameritrade. I do have free tutorials all over this YouTube channel, and it's one of the best platforms I've ever used. Not only is there so much more that you can do, there is a lot more you can do with these other brokers than you can do with Robinhood, and it's entirely free, except for you pay like 46 cents each way on some options per contract, but that's really not a lot, right? The amount of service that you get back from TD Ameritrade, and I'm not sponsored by them either. It's just I absolutely love them. But the amount that you get back from TD is so much more than Robinhood. So I really highly recommend you guys, if you can, walk away from Robinhood. Do it now before it becomes harder. Like I know for a lot of people, if you have like $1,000 in your account, you don't want to sell your stocks. You can actually initiate a transfer over, and it takes like a week. You don't have to sell your stocks or anything if you're worried about like capital gains. But even if you have a couple grand and you're like, hey, I want to, just hold my position. Maybe when I get more money, actually, I'll put my money in another broker. I'm telling you, do it now when you don't have a lot of money, because when you're trying to, transfer over 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 and you can't trade for a week, it sucks, right? It sucks. Also, on top of that, we have the elections. The market's going to be absolutely crazy. Now is a good time to take a little break, not trade for a week, put all your money into another broker, and just stay safe. And I'm not saying that this can't happen on another broker account. I'm saying that the way that these other broker accounts will treat you versus the way that Robinhood is treating people is so much better. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I just wanted to hop on real quick, hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe to this channel. It means the world to me. Check out our second channel, Traders Helping Traders, where I do all of these types of videos specifically on trading. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, peace.